Hello everyone, welcome back to Review and Rate. Today, we're entering into a world of evil leaders and flesh-eating rats. That's right, we're going to ready our slingshot and throw the rock into people's heads to talk about A Plague Tale: Innocence, a game developed by Asobo Studio and released in 2019. If you're a fan of unique gameplay, creative progression system, and emotional stories, you won't want to miss this review. Now, let's stay safe next to the fire and get ready to enter the world of A Plague Tale: Innocence. The gameplay of A Plague Tale: Innocence is great and refreshingly unique, offering mechanics that feel different from most games in the action-adventure genre. There's just something about this game that makes it feel special. Unlike many games where you can easily take down enemies without much effort, here you are vulnerable, and every encounter requires careful thinking and planning. The game constantly encourages you to analyze situations and figure out solutions, whether it's dealing with enemies or navigating dangerous environments. Because of this, taking down enemies feels very satisfying, as it often requires strategy rather than brute force. Another standout aspect is that not every area is about fighting enemies. Instead, the game introduces other threats, most notably the rats, which play a major role in gameplay. Avoiding them isn't straightforward. You have to think creatively and use your surroundings to safely move through areas. The gameplay is a strong mix of puzzle solving, stealth, progression, and survival. There are moments where you carefully plan your actions, and others where you have no choice but to run from danger, adding variety to the experience. At the beginning of the game, you are especially weak and unable to fight effectively. This forces you to rely heavily on stealth, avoiding enemies and staying out of sight, because being detected usually leads to death. Enemies have a detection system, where a meter fills up as they become aware of you. Once it reaches full red, they are alerted and will chase you until they either lose sight of you or eliminate you, unless you manage to escape or take them down. To help with stealth, there are many places where you can hide, such as bushes or areas out of the enemy's line of sight. You can also create distractions by throwing rocks at objects, drawing enemies away from their positions and giving you an opportunity to move forward. If no distractions are available, you can throw pots near enemies to create noise, making them investigate and opening a path for you to sneak through. The game also includes conversations with characters you meet along the way. While there are no dialogue choices and your character speaks automatically, these interactions are still enjoyable and help develop the story and world.
The rain has already ruined the harvest. People are dying of hunger. We're lucky to be in this house. Mark my words. You're right about that.
There are 3 save slots available, and playing the game can be done through chapter selection. The game relies entirely on checkpoints, but thankfully, the system is well designed and never felt frustrating, even though I usually prefer manual saving. Even the main menu screen stands out. It looks great and gives a strong sense of the atmosphere and the dangers you'll face throughout the game. Despite how much I enjoyed the gameplay, there are still a few issues. One of the main ones is the lack of difficulty options. The game is well balanced and fair as it is, but having higher difficulty settings would have made the experience even more challenging and rewarding. The game also relies heavily on companion characters to help you progress, especially Hugo, whom you must protect throughout most of the game. You can give him simple commands, such as sending him through tight spaces or directing him to interact with objects you can't reach. You can also tell him to stay close to you or wait in a safe spot, which adds a layer of strategy when navigating dangerous areas. At times, Hugo even assists you in solving puzzles or progressing through certain sections. One of the most interesting gameplay moments comes when you briefly play as a Hugo and gain the ability to control rats. This allows you to eliminate enemies in a completely different way by letting the rats eat the enemies. Later on, when you return to controlling Amicia, you can still use this ability alongside her own skills, which makes you feel much more powerful and opens up new ways to approach encounters. However, there are moments where having multiple companions can feel a bit slow and frustrating, as you often have to wait for them to perform actions before you can continue. That said, the friendly AI is actually very good. The characters don't act recklessly or get themselves killed. They know how to stay hidden, avoid danger, and wait for your instructions, which makes them reliable rather than a burden. Each companion also has a unique role. Melly can pick locks, Arthur can distract enemies, Roderick can move heavy objects, break doors, and silently take down enemies. When it comes to progression, the game doesn't always hold your hand. It's not overly complicated, but it does require you to observe your surroundings and think carefully. Sometimes the game gives subtle hints, while other times you're left to figure things out on your own, which makes solving situations feel more rewarding. There are also moments that allow for a bit of freedom in how you approach objectives. For example, in one section, instead of entering the university through a side path, you can choose to take down enemies and go through the main entrance instead. Small details like this make the gameplay feel more flexible and less linear. As mentioned earlier, puzzles are a major part of the experience, and many of them revolve around navigating through the rats, which act as one of the biggest threats in the game. The key mechanic here is light. The rats fear it, so you must constantly stay near fire sources to remain safe. Sometimes you'll carry temporary light sources like burning sticks or create fire on haze that only stays lit for a short time. Other times, you'll find permanent light sources like torches or large fires. Managing these different light sources requires careful planning, as you always have to think ahead about how to move safely without getting overwhelmed by the rats. The game continues to build on its unique mechanics with a variety of creative systems centered around the rats and light. There are sections where light beams keep rats away from certain paths, and it's really satisfying to see how this mechanic is used in different situations. You can also break enemy light sources, allowing the rats to attack them, or throw meat to distract the rats, giving you time to move safely. In some areas, you can turn off light sources to let rats flood into previously safe zones, while other moments introduce environmental effects like storms that temporarily push the rats away, giving you a small window to escape. There are even sections where you can move light sources around to create safe paths, and later on, you encounter dangerous rat tornadoes that can extinguish light. These can be countered by throwing fire at them. All of these mechanics constantly encourage creativity, making each encounter feel different and engaging. The game also features an upgrade system, where you improve your abilities using crafting resources. Since resources are limited, you have to carefully manage what you carry. If your inventory is full, you can craft items to free up space while also making use of what you've collected, which adds another layer of strategy. You can also dodge enemy attacks, which is essential since many enemies can instantly kill you if they catch you. There are many tools and items that help you deal with both enemies and rats. Ignifer lights fires, Extinguish puts out flames, Odoris attracts rats to a location, Luminosa kills some rats and repels others temporarily. Somnum allows for silent enemy takedowns, Devorantis removes enemy helmets, and the Rock Slingshot, your main tool, used for puzzles and combat. The slingshot becomes even more powerful with upgrades, eventually allowing you to break enemy helmets and expose them for a finishing shot. This system is great because it reinforces that you're not a powerful warrior, you're relying on skill, tools, and strategy, which makes the gameplay feel grounded and unique. Enemy variety is also solid. You'll encounter enemies with exposed faces, archers who attack from a distance, helmeted soldiers, heavily armored enemies that can only be killed using rats, shielded enemies. These enemies are fun to deal with, and their AI is generally good. However, their reactions can sometimes feel inconsistent. In some moments, they react appropriately to danger.
They seriously nushed on you, didn't they? Should have been more careful.
While in others, they completely ignore their allies being attacked by rats, which can look a bit strange. The game also includes around 3 boss fights, and they are all enjoyable. The first involves removing armor and landing a precise shot.
Die! And the winner!
The second is against Nicholas, where you use rats strategically by extinguishing his fire.
Coming!
The final fight against Vitalis is more complex, with him controlling white rats while you use Hugo's black rats to defeat him. All of these boss fights are well designed and satisfying to complete, making them memorable moments in the game. Let's now talk about the story. The story of A Plague Tale Innocence is powerful, emotional, and incredibly well done. From the main characters to the supporting cast and even the villains, I found myself genuinely caring about everyone. I didn't want any of these characters to die, and when some of them did, it actually felt heartbreaking.
You are no longer any use to me. Where is your son?
In good hands.
Touch the house.
Is he your father?
I'll get you out!
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Stay! Hugo, come on. We have to go.
The villains are also very effective. They feel intimidating and threatening, especially in the way they treat Amicia, Hugo, and the others. But the true highlight of the story is the relationship between Amicia and Hugo. Watching their bond grow throughout the game is one of the strongest aspects of the entire experience. Every moment they share feels meaningful and emotional, especially as Amicia struggles to protect her younger brother while dealing with his mysterious illness, the constant danger around them, and the people trying to capture them. Their journey through a world filled with death, fear, and chaos is handled beautifully. You can really feel the weight of responsibility on Amicia, and at the same time, Hugo's innocence slowly changes as the story progresses.
You killed him.
Hugo,
I wanted to come back. Amicia, will we never see Mommy again?
oh, Hugo, I told you. She won't be coming back. No.
And it doesn't hurt where she is?
No, of course not. Let's all go to bed now, eh? And tomorrow, when you wake up, you'll feel a lot better. You'll see.
You lied to me!
No! Hugo, I was trying to protect you. Please!
You lied to me!
You did it. You passed.
One of the best things about the narrative is that every cutscene feels important. There was never a moment where I felt like skipping anything. The story constantly kept me engaged. To summarize, the story follows Amicia Diron, a noble teenage girl in 1348 France who is forced to flee her home with her younger brother Hugo after the Inquisition attacks, kills their father and kidnaps Hugo's doctor while leaving their mother's fate uncertain. As they travel through a plague-ravaged world overrun by deadly rats that fear light, Amicia learns how to survive and protect Hugo. Along the way, it is revealed that Hugo suffers from a mysterious condition known as a macula, which grants him the ability to control rats, making him a target for the ruthless Inquisition leader Vitalis Benevent, who seeks to use this power for his own goals. During their journey, they meet and bond with other children like Millie, Arthur, Lucas, and Roderick, forming a small group trying to survive in a collapsing world. Together, they face loss, fear, and difficult choices, as Amicia becomes a stronger and more hardened protector, while Hugo struggles with the growing darkness inside him. The story builds toward a powerful final confrontation, where Hugo fully unleashes his abilities to defeat Vitalis, rescue his mother, and survive the horrors they've endured, though not without consequences. Even after everything, the lingering presence of the macula leaves a sense of uncertainty about their future.
Not like me anymore.
Hugo, she had other things to do.
That's not true, but it doesn't matter.
Is she going to sleep much longer?
She has to get her strength back. With the herbs you bought, she'll soon be back on her feet.
All right. Hey, Hugo,
What?
do you think I'm pretty?
You're ugly. Really ugly.
Ugly? Me?
You look like a big fat fly.
A fly? Your own sister? Oh, such a slur requires punishment.
Lucas!
Hey!
Help! The fly's attacking me.
Eat you little bitch.
Now let's talk about the graphics. The graphics of A Plague Tale Innocence are absolutely stunning. Even today, the game still looks fantastic. You could easily forget that it was released back in 2019. The level of detail across the world is impressive, from the environments to the character models and even the enemies. Everything is crafted with care and feels visually immersive. The environments in particular stand out. Whether you're walking through dark villages, ruined landscapes, or plague-infested areas, the atmosphere is incredibly well done and adds a lot to the overall experience.
These bridges were almost new. Someone's not going to be happy. The tree. Up there! A windmill!
Is that Laurentius's farm?
I hope so. Aren't you cold?
A little, yes.
Hugo doesn't seem to mind.
He's keeping himself warm.
Yes.
Oh, wow!
Oh,
Not bad.
Is that the sea?
no, it's water that's collected underground. Hey, there's a pontoon.
Look, the standard of the Inquisition.
Are they still there?
Let's be careful.
The game also doesn't hold back when it comes to blood and gore. The scenes where rats swarm and consume their victims are intense and disturbing, but they effectively show just how dangerous and terrifying these creatures are.
That mud again. We'll never get through. Good Lord.
Are they really all dead?
They've been slaughtered. By the Inquisition, probably.
Now let's talk about the sound. The sound design of A Plague Tale Innocence is great and plays a big role in the overall experience. The voice acting is powerful and everyone does a great job in their roles, especially the actors for Amicia and Hugo. Their performances feel very natural and emotional, making it easy to get attached to them and feel connected to their journey.
I'm sorry. I'm sick.
No, no, no. Listen, we are going to find a way to cure you. And there's Lucas and Melly now, you know?
Lucas, come see the butterflies.
Looks like someone's having a good time.
The environmental sounds are also really well done. They help bring each location to life, whether you're in quiet villages or more dangerous areas, making everything feel more immersive.
Good.
So, still enough.
The sound design truly stands out in the darker moments. The sounds of rats swarming and the screams of people being attacked are intense and disturbing, but they do a great job of showing just how brutal and terrifying the situation is.
Let's go and see. What happened to you?
And one of the best parts of the sound design is the soundtrack. It's very powerful, especially during battles and emotional scenes, and it really enhances those moments. It's a kind of music that sticks with you and makes you want to listen to it again.
It's not her! Ah, no! No! Hugo! I need you!
I'm coming! Where are you?
It's not Mommy, Hugo!
Mommy, I can't see you!
No, no! Shut up! Let go of me! I did it for him, and I'll kill you again if I have to! I'll kill all of you! What the? He's getting them to regroup! They're not stopping! The light isn't stopping them!
I can do it.
Really? Go on, Hugo! It's our only chance! Unbelievable! Yes! Well done, Hugo! We'll show him!
Let's now move on to the final section, replayability. When it comes to replayability, A Plague Tale Innocence doesn't offer a lot of extra content, but it's still enjoyable to replay on its own. You can go back through the game to find collectibles you may have missed during your first playthrough, which adds a bit of incentive to explore more carefully. There's also the option to fully upgrade your equipment and abilities by collecting all the necessary resources, which can make you feel more prepared and efficient compared to your first run. However, beyond that, there isn't a whole lot of additional content or mods to keep you playing long term. That being said, because of the game's unique gameplay and powerful story, I can definitely see myself replaying it multiple times. There's just something about the experience that feels different from other games, and it makes me want to come back and go through it again. So now, let's summarize everything with my overall impression. A Plague Tale Innocence delivers great gameplay, a very emotional story, amazing graphics, and strong sound design, along with some enjoyable replayability options. While it does have a few small issues with its gameplay mechanics and limited replay value, these don't take away from how enjoyable the game is overall. Its unique gameplay and powerful story really stand out and stay with you even after finishing the game. Because of that, this is a game that earns a pretty high score from me, so here it is. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more insightful review videos. Feel free to share your thoughts on whether the points I've raised resonate with you or if you have a different perspective. And leave your suggestions in the comments about which game you'd like to see reviewed next. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video and thank you all for watching.